Cheers. Absolutely. A little bit of ice espresso, you know the deal. Get the blood flowing. Every time, baby. Every time. A few days ago, popular Fortnite streamer Tfue posted a transformation picture on Instagram. And I thought to myself, damn, that's some solid progress. But then I read the caption. 6 months ago, I was frail. 6 months? This transformation is awfully suspect if he's only been lifting for 6 months. Speaking of transformations, today's video is sponsored by Keeps. Keeps has revolutionized the way that men are treated for hair loss. With Keeps, it's easier and more affordable to get treatment for your hair loss, and it helps you keep the hair that you already have. Hair loss, without a doubt, runs in my family, but I think it skipped a generation because my flow is downright ridiculous. Now these are some transformations I can get behind. I personally like Keeps because they offer a solution for hair loss at unbeatable pricing. Keeps offers scientifically proven treatments, both over-the-counter and prescription, that help combat hair loss. Prevention is key, and Keeps treatments really work. The sooner you guys start using Keeps, the more hair you'll save. So you gotta act fast. Keeps treatments are 90% effective at reducing and stopping further hair loss. If you're noticing that you're losing hair, do something about it. For a limited time, go to keeps.com/Philion or click the link in the description down below so that you guys can get 50% off your first order. Thank you, Keeps, for sponsoring this video. It really helps the channel out. Let's get back into it. I knew this topic was going to blow up the second I saw that transformation picture with my own 3 eyes. Being the third eye of truth, I am morally obligated to shed some insight on this. First of all, when you lift weights over the course of a few years, you realize that the natural potential for the human body does not match traditional media. This means TV shows, movies, and magazines. Now we're dealing with false expectations from social media. This means lighting, angles, Photoshop, filters, barrel distortion from camera lenses, steroids, pro-hormones, SARMs, or HRT, or all of the above. When I saw this transformation picture, I immediately thought steroids for 2 reasons. The first reason is that this picture just doesn't look right. You don't develop like this when you start lifting weights. You can have some of these qualities that I'm going to discuss to a certain degree after years of lifting and strength training. But notice how I said to a degree. The qualities that I'm talking about are capped delts, bulging separated traps, vascularity everywhere, and a defined six-pack in a 6-month time period. I always revert back to this, pick 2 out of the 3. Big, shredded, and natural. You can be big and natural, you can be shredded and natural, but you can't be all 3. I'm sorry, you just can't. I'll play devil's advocate for a second and say that his training, sleep, and diet were picture perfect. But they weren't picture perfect. Tfue is a professional Fortnite streamer who spends hours upon hours a day in front of a computer. Too much screen time impacts my sleep, and I just make YouTube videos occasionally. I guess it's possible that the man could sleep like a baby every night, but it's unlikely. His diet was apparently also not that strict.
It's okay to order, just make healthier choices. Like, don't go out and eat Big Macs, get some calories in, or get some, drink a bunch of soda for sugar. Don't do that. That's obviously not the right way. But I prefer to do the calories and macros thing over the very strict foods, cook everything, weigh everything, because for a lot of people it's just not sustainable for a long period of time.
We'll cover his training in a little bit. But if we're talking about the ideal conditions to build the most amount of muscle in the smallest amount of time, aka 6 months, Tfue doesn't have them. The second reason why I think this transformation is mad suspect is because he gained 0 pounds of fat during this transformation. Tfue is 6'2". He's tall. That's a big ass frame to fill out. When you have a big frame like that, or your goal is just to put on a lot of muscle, you need to eat like a goddamn animal and lift heavy ass weights and progressively overload over the course of a sustained period of time. 6 months is not a long time. The problem I have here is that Tfue just got bigger while maintaining the same, if not less, body fat. 15 pounds of lean muscle in 6 months is not humanly possible without the help of a slurp juice or a chug jug. When you're eating and training to gain muscle as fast as possible, aka 15 pounds in 6 months, you're going to gain some fat. There's no way around that. Even with a slurp juice or chug jug, this transformation is questionable. This is not beginner gains or noob gains or freak genetics. Is he athletic? Yeah, probably. But does he have freakish muscle building genetics? Probably not. I'll let you guys in on a little secret. People with freakishly good genetics when it comes to building muscle are never frail. They don't just wake up one day, decide lifting weights and like, oh shit, I didn't know I could do this. They're already big. FaZe Jasper, FaZe Clan's fitness coach, came forward and made a video detailing the workouts that Tfue was doing to get this body. He talks about 2 plans in his videos. In my opinion, the first plan that Tfue was on is completely whack. I understand that when you give a client a workout plan, you have to see where they're at in terms of physical ability. But what I do know for a fact is that training 4 days a week with the split of full body, upper body cardio is not conducive to building 15 pounds of muscle in 6 months. The information on the side of this plan is general knowledge, like protein builds muscle, each week try to push more weight only if form is correct, which is essentially progressive overload. Then you got form over weight, which I guess is true for injury prevention, but this really goes without saying. The amount of weight that you move very much matters. Training is 30%, diet is 70%. This is also neglecting sleep. I also don't agree with ascribing these arbitrary percentages to how much training, sleep, and diet plays a role in one's development. For example, what if I'm a 31% training, 69% diet, 0% sleep guy? It doesn't really make sense as a blanket statement. You guys can take a look at the exercises, but that's the first program. Then Tfue moved on to a 6-day workout split, which is basically a cookie cutter push-pull legs program. Will you see results on this program as a beginner? Yes. Is this a perfect program for building 15 pounds of muscle in 6 months? Absolutely not. Am I a workout god that knows everything about proper programming? No. But my mom framed my NASM personal trainer certificate, and I'm proud. One of the main things I noticed on Tfue's push-pull legs program is that there is no periodization. That means that there are no micro, meso, or macro cycles. His reps and sets and exercise selection doesn't change on a weekly, monthly, or yearly basis depending on his goals, needs, and progress. The main thing with beginner lifters and building muscle in general is getting stronger on compound movements. Bench, squat, deadlift, overhead press, dips, pull-ups, push-ups, you guys know the drill. Tracking Tfue's strength progress would give us a lot more insight and answers as to whether this transformation was natural or not. Because if he's benching 225 in under 6 months, that's really suspect, and I doubt that he's natural. Second of all, if he's maxing out at 135, where's the strength to match his body? Did Tfue work hard for this transformation? Yes. In my third eye of truth opinion, do I think this is natural? Absolutely not. Is there a problem with this? No, it doesn't really bother me. Just don't claim natural and give other people false expectations. This progress is not doable in 6 months. Lastly, I'm going to clarify a statement I made in my last video because I was called out by Greg Doucette himself. He said, "Hey Philion, love the videos, but I disagree with your statement." And I'm going to say, "Hey Greg, I like your videos too, but I'm going to disagree with your statement about disagreeing with my statement." Can you guys believe that? I know, it's insane, right? A healthy disagreement on YouTube, open discourse, a free exchange of ideas. We must be living in a dystopia. In my last video, I said, everyone competing in sports at the top level with multi-million-dollar contracts is on some form of performance-enhancing drugs.
What do I think about that? No, I don't. I don't agree with that at all. There is no logic to that. I don't know if he actually believes that or he's saying something controversial, but like, hear me out. A lot of professional athletes are drug tested. There is drug testing in a lot of professional sports. And yeah, you can get away with it and whatnot. But listen, if every single one was, more of them would be getting caught. It's as simple as that. It's statistical, it's math.
It's hyperbole. I'm not ignorant to the fact that there are probably some athletes who are 100% natural, not using any performance-enhancing drugs in sports. But I will stand by the fact that household name, top-tier athletes that get paid millions of dollars year after year, that set records and break boundaries and set the new standards for their sport, are on something. Steroids, not just for muscle building or increasing a certain faculty of your sport like speed or power, but rather for recovery and increasing the amount of total work per week that you can put in practice, which in turn makes you a better athlete. And I'm also going to disagree with Greg's statement when he said that more people would be getting caught if this were the case. I'm going to pose an argument that there is an economic incentive for people to be hush-hush about top athletes' steroid use. Yeah, you're gonna get your occasional "this athlete was caught for steroids" or performance-enhancing drugs. Ooh, there's a big drug bust in this sport, but I really think that's a lot more politics and money related than anything else. I really don't think that these leagues care about morality when there's millions of dollars on the line, and especially if it lines the pockets of an individual person when they make the decision to bust someone or not. I know last video we said that we're lecturing to 1 million subs, but this video, we're fake natty transforming to 1 million subs.
Hey, Philly, I pulled up, fuck your bitch. Anybody wanna run up, put them all up in the ditch. Puss boys, no go, better back up quick. You punk, don't fly, bitch, you ain't shit.